John, your side went down the early goal, but you fought back magnificently. You must be really proud of your side's fighting resilience in that game.
Yeah, I was. Because it's never easy. When you make a mistake like we did like early on in the game, you can easily put your head down and crumble. But we kept on trying to play. And 11v11, I thought that we'll dominating the ball, creating chances. And then they had the player sent off. And then it becomes a little bit different because you're not used to playing against 10 men. It's the first time we've done it this season. But we kept on playing, which is really good in that first half, and we got our awards and thought we were going in 2-1 at half time. But then credit to Brisbane because they needed to come out because they need the points, and they changed that up. They went to a 4 at the back and tried to press us and made it hard. And then the players start to feel that fatigue factor come into play because not used to the conditions. But they're really pleased that we got the result because it's a big 3 games in 1 week, and to be able to come up here and get the result, it's good for us.
You mentioned it's a third game in a week, so your first win in 3 games must be really important in the context of the league to get back on the winning mark.
Yeah, it's important. Look, we're not really looking at the table too much yet. We're just wanting to get back to winning ways and get that feeling of winning again. That's really important because we've had a tough little period. We played Melbourne City, Melbourne Victory, and also Sydney FC in there. So for us, it was good to get that win. Plus, it's the first time we came from 1-0 down. So now they get that belief because, at first, people talk about it, which is normal. But we spoke about it last week that, we've only been down 4 times in a game. So this was the 5th, and we got the result that we wanted.
First goal for Aloisi, you must be really happy for it.
Yeah, really happy because, he's a promising young player that, we've been playing a little bit because we've been short of numbers. We've got some really good and experienced players out, and you need your younger players to perform. And Aloisi has been doing that. He's come into not only the side but into training and working hard on his game. And so pleased that he's a player from the west of Melbourne as well, which is great for us. And he comes from within the club, from the academy. He played in the NPL 3 last year, so it's great news for the club. Hopefully this keeps on going the way it's going.
Obviously, your first game back in Brisbane, but also as well for Jamie and Dylan. Was there any extra motivation or pressure going into this game as far as?
Not from my side. From my side, it was another game. Maybe from Jamie, who felt a bit of pressure. I don't know, because it's uncharacteristic from him to make that mistake. He's been unbelievable for us all season, and I like the way he reacted. Because it's hard when you make a bad mistake like that. You can easily, try and hide and not want the ball and not want to, do your job properly. But he kept on coaching out there, and he was leading from the back for us. So I was pleased for Jamie because if we went away losing that, he would have felt really bad. But at least we got the 3 points, and he doesn't need to feel so bad from it, and move on and not worry about the mistake because we all make mistakes and we're a team. And we win and lose together.
And also as well, the disallowed goal just for half time. What were your thoughts at time? As far as was the offside? What was your view on it?
Yeah, look, I have to go with VAR if they think it's offside. We've been unfortunate really with some of our VAR calls at the moment, but again, the players don't look for an excuse and don't complain too much that they lose their focus. And we've been drumming that into them from the first day of training, that if you get a decision go against you, just move on, react in a positive way, not in a negative way, because you can easily lose your focus, and then you lose what you're trying to do and your structure. And the boys didn't do that. The goal wasn't allowed. Move on, and then let's try and get the next one. So even the penalty, we felt that it might have been a little bit harsh. But the boys just went, okay, we have to dig in now. It's not easy for me when you 3-1, you think you're comfortable, and then the last 5 minutes you have to hang on. But the boys did that really well towards the end.
Any on Zoom?
Hi John, congratulations first on the win. Just wanted to ask you, today's game, one of the rare games where your side had more of the ball, significantly more than the ball than your opposition. What did you make of your team's attacking performance in these circumstances?
In the first half, really good. I thought that we shifted the ball well and we're creating openings and chances. And I was pleased with that and that was with 11v11. So that I was pleased about, because you have to be patient and you have to shift them and wait for the right opening, and we're finding the right scenarios. We had a few good chances within that. In the second half, less so. We knew that we should have probably been better with the ball. But again, the fatigue factor comes in, and you stop playing or stop wanting the ball as much as you should, and then Brisbane pushed, and so again we have to give credit to them. But in the first half, I was pleased with the ball, what we were able to do, and plus limit them. They didn't really have any chances in that first half. We gave them the goal, and we gave them probably the other chance that they had. Because we were well positioned and we were able to stop the counter if we did lose the ball up higher, which is always a risk as well.
Acknowledging that you did have 2 goals disallowed, but you've had 15 shots today, only 3 of them on target. How do you improve on that? Is it just another day the boys' radars are on? How do you go about putting more of these shots on the net?
Oh, look, on another day, maybe the boys will hit the target more often. We've done it in the past that we've been able to hit the target. The good thing is that we're still finding ways to score. Even when we're creating good openings, we know that we have to get better when we're getting into those positions, and we know that we should be scoring on probably a more regular basis in terms of because of the chances we're creating. But we don't stop getting in those areas, and we keep on going, because that's the last bit of the game that we know that we can improve even more. At the start of the season we weren't scoring a lot. Now we're starting to score a lot more regularly, and we've got different players to step up and score, which is also exciting for us.
And given that it was such a game-breaking moment, what did you make of the red card?
I thought it was a red. I thought that Lockie went around the keeper. I think if the keeper doesn't take him, then Lockie's got a empty goal, and he was getting to the ball before the defender was. So I think that stopping a clear goal-scoring opportunity, in terms of not even a goal-scoring opportunity, it's an empty goal. So in my opinion, it was a red card. And look, I was actually hoping that he didn't take him down, so then we would have scored, because we were very good with 11v11. And I know how difficult it is sometimes to play against 10, because you're expected to dominate, and then the players get a little bit nervy and a bit anxious because they're not dominating as much as they should. So, but it was a red card in my opinion.
And just lastly from me, John, first goal you conceded from Brisbane's press, reminiscent of Sydney's third last week. How do you go about cutting down these errors? Yeah,
that was a little bit different. Because a little bit different. Youngie usually his decision making is very good there. He just made a bad mistake. So that I'm not too worried about that, and the way that we want to play. So if they press us like that and we're able to play through them, like we did against Victory last week. Victory pressed us a lot at times, and we were able to find the solution. And Youngie's decision making was great, but last week then the final third wasn't probably what we wanted it to be. So I'm not going to stop Youngie from playing, and because he's been very good with his decision making.
All from me. Thanks, mate.
No more on Zoom?
Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, mate.